Hey, fellow murder peeps, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Anthony.
Welcome to Bonding Over Murder, the show where I tell Anthony true crime stories he's never heard of before.
Yes, that's true. And now I know all about mudgets and murdering pig farmers and doctors that kill you. It's, and arm juicing. I know all about how to juice someone's arm.
If we ever have access to sugarcane press, which I don't think we will.
God bless this podcast.
Got a case you want us to cover? Email us at bondingovermurder@gmail.com. First off, I want to apologize for the delay in this episode. We had some technical issues, and then I randomly got sick. Thankfully, it wasn't COVID, but it's just kind of shitty timing.
Yeah.
But those issues have been solved now. We're using a new editing software, so I'm also going back and polishing our previous episodes as well. I can't fix the audio completely just because of how they were recorded, but they will be louder with less background noise now. So if there's still problems, please email me or message me on Instagram to let me know.
Sound quality.
Very good, sweetie. I also want to let everyone know that we are still going to be posting episodes bi-weekly, but they will be released on Tuesdays now. I hope this doesn't cause too many issues, but with my schedule, it's easier for me to get them out to you a day later. With that said, let's get on to the episode. Woohoo! So today we're going to be talking about Tamara Samsonova, aka the Granny Ripper, also known as Baba Yaga. So we're going to Russia for this one, guys.
I feel safe with Baba Yaga.
Yeah, I remember hearing those words when I was a kid. I guess it's a folklore thing where she used to steal children or something. I don't remember the story exactly, but I remember that name.
I feel like Baba Yaga is what you would see on the front of a package of pierogies. Baba Yaga's pierogies.
Yeah, I can see that. I feel like there'd be different flavors because it's Russia, so I feel like their palate's slightly different.
Borscht and sadness.
I'm sure Russia's not all sad. But if you are, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, to prove that Russia is a happy place, let's find out about this Baba Yaga character.
Oh, God.
I'm sure she's going to be swell.
Also, I did find out in my research that there are two Granny Rippers in Russia. I will probably, since I'm curious about her as well, I'm going to definitely do an episode on her a different time.
Russia, what's going on?
Like, are you okay?
Why do you have more than one Granny Ripper? I'm scared.
Yeah, well, we're going to focus on Tamara today.
I want to see if we can get the Granny Rippers to fight. Kind of like King Kong versus Godzilla.
Well, they're both old, so I don't know how well that would go, and one of them's dead, so...
Yeah, that might not stop her, though. Let's see. So, undead Baba Yaga versus
like
the living Baba...
Like a zombie fight?
Yeah, versus the living Baba something.
The living Baba something? I think she's not called Baba Yaga. I think she's just called the Granny Ripper.
Oh, okay.
I haven't done the research. It's just what I came across when I was doing the research for this episode. So, yeah. Now that we're thoroughly sidetracked...
Let's talk about some murdering grandmothers. Hooray!
So, just a heads up, I'm going to horribly butcher some Russian words. I did Google how to pronounce them, but we'll just see what happens. It's not going to be great, I don't think.
The Google will never steer us astray. That's not how this works.
So born on April 25th, 1947, in Uzhur, Russia, which is now part of Krasnoyarsk Krai, which is 51 hours west of Moscow, for reference. Yeah,
you are butchering these.
Yeah, I knew I was. I'm sorry.
It's not like I know how to say them, but I know how to not say them, and I not say them that way.
Krasnoyarsk Krai.
Krasnoyarsk Krai. I have no idea.
Good enough. So I didn't really get that much info on her before she graduated high school, so I don't really know what her home life was before then, because I couldn't find any credible articles that had that information, and the other ones were in Russian and I couldn't translate them.
You couldn't find out about what point in her life?
Before she graduated high school.
Oh, okay. Well, unless she was murdering people, I don't know how interesting that would have been.
Hey, like I say, I like to give people a sense of kind of the person they were before the murdering shit happened, or if it was always happening, then it's interesting to know. We get the sense that she worked
hard enough to graduate. Well done, Mrs. Baba.
Mrs. Baba?
Mrs. Baba. Well done.
Mrs. Baba Yaga.
All right.
So she moved to Moscow when she graduated high school.
Okay.
Earliest point of reference in her life I have. She enrolled shortly after at the Moscow State Linguistic University.
The State Linguistic University.
Sounds very fancy, doesn't it?
Sounds kind of snooty.
Yeah, fancy.
Snooty Russians go there. I've never met a snooty Russian.
I can't really say I've met a lot of Russians. I've met a few people from Serbia that I thought were Russian, but, they're not. I'm sorry, Serbia. You sound slightly similar to us.
Oh, God. All Eastern European has a similar sound to me anyways.
Well, they also have similar names to Russia.
Well, I know.
First names.
I know. I work with several guys that are from Albania. Sounds kind of like a Russian accent to me. It's just how it sounds.
Yeah, I know they get kind of, upset when they're like, I'm not from Russia, I'm from here. I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
We don't much care. We're Canadian. We don't much care for being called American either. But
exactly.
I will admit we do sound quite similar.
Even though the Americans don't think we are. But we are. We sound similar to my ears as well. Maybe not the whole country, but,
What you talking about, United States?
I have never said a boot in my entire life.
Oh, fuck, eh? Those states, they're pretty, hardcore with what they get going on, eh?
And we don't talk like that either.
Hey, hoser. Oh, I got an email, eh?
I forgot to turn the volume down.
Ding-a-ling. Kind of funny. Hey. Anyways,
with that Canadian tropes aside, this is where she met her husband Alexei Samsonov and got married not too long after. They both settled down in St. Petersburg in 1971 into a new panel house on Dimitrov Street. Don't ask me what a panel house is.
I was going to say, we're kind of glazing over a lot of her life here.
I couldn't find a lot, to
the
be
highlights,
honest.
And somehow the panel house comes in as the highlights.
Hey, whatever info I found, I added that shit in there.
She moved into a panel house. Earliest reports suggest that she may or may not have had shag carpet.
I'm going to say no.
It was shag carpet.
There was not shag carpet.
It was the 70s.
Did they have shag carpet in Russia?
I think it was a legal requirement in the 70s.
So for the whole world to have shag carpet?
Yes.
Okay.
All Brazilians had to eat tuna fish, and everyone in the 70s had to have shag carpet by law.
Shag carpet is a bitch to vacuum. Oh. We had it in the basement until we redid it, and it was like this ugly, orange, yellow, pukey color.
Sounds comforting.
And yeah, whenever we had to vacuum it, it was just all those little stray threads of yarn just got stuck in the vacuum, and then you had to turn it off to yank it out.
You bitch, but with the problems we've been having with sound quality, I bet you we had some shag carpet up in here. That would be conducive for good sound.
Hey, I've never done audio software before. I'm a somewhat tech savvy person, but it's a whole new ball game.
We're gonna have to reno this room to get some shag carpet in here.
No. I'll be fine with regular carpet.
Pukey orange carpet for...
No, yeah. I already said that's a bitch to vacuum. Moving on, she worked for an Intourist travel agency in the Grand Hotel Europe, which I had to Google what Intourist meant because I assumed a travel agency is all Intourist.
No, I imagine an intourist, I don't know 100%, but I imagine that would just be someone that's not from Russia visiting Russia.
Yeah, it says a travel agency that makes arrangements for foreigners to travel into the Soviet Union.
There you go. So that's what an intourist is, someone coming into the Soviet Union.
Yeah, because it was still the USSR at that point. I think it was in the 80s that they became...
I wish I knew I was a bit more up to date on my Cold War history. I'm decent with history, but Cold War, it's a little bit of a gray area there for me.
Well, no, it was after that. I think it was in the 80s that they stopped being...
But the Soviet Union is part of the Cold War.
No, I know that. I'm talking about when they stopped being...
I believe that's when the Cold War ended.
In the 80s?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, the Cold War went up to the 80s.
I don't remember. That was before I was alive. I'm sorry. So Samsonova worked here for 16 years before retiring. Her husband went missing in 2000 and was nowhere to be found after numerous searches were done.
Okay, so the lady who was eventually to be known as the Granny Ripper's husband went missing.
Yes.
Bets on what happened to him.
Yeah. Yeah, he totes got murdered.
Oh, fucky. That's one dead fucking husband, eh? Holy fuck. Bet you had Timmy's on that. We'll go to the hockey game.
I don't know a single Canadian that talks like that.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know where that accent comes from.
I think the Americans invented that accent. I think they're just like, well, what are we going to make fun of them for? I don't know. Let's make up some shit and say that's what they do.
I actually don't know. That would be something to Google. If anyone does know the origin of that stereotype, then let me know.
I know I come across A in the Harry Potter books quite a bit, so I imagine the British do say it. It's probably where we got it from.
I think they say it differently, though, don't they?
Well, it's spelled E-H, I believe.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. How we say it is like, oh, the weather outside's crazy, eh?
Right. They say it more like when they're asking a question, like, hey, what are you on about? But still,
yeah, it's different.
Still, it's EH question mark. So, I mean, the similarities are there.
That's where they end, to be fair. That's where the similarities stop. But either way, later Samsonova would be suspected of killing him and disposing of his body, which to this day has not been found. We still don't know where his body is.
Did they ask the Granny Ripper?
We'll get to that.
Okay. I feel like we should have asked her.
Eventually, we'll figure that out.
Okay.
Well, not where his body is, but whether they asked her.
Yeah.
Left by herself, she began renting out a room in her apartment. She had had numerous tenants over the years until March 2015, where she would meet 79-year-old Valentina Ulanova. Not too long after, she would move in with Ulanova because her apartment was being renovated.
Okay, so Valentina's a lady.
Valentina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Valentina and who's our...
Are we going by first names? Is that easier for you?
Well, yeah, I'm not so good with names, but like we got Valentina and who's the Granny Ripper? What's her name?
We'll go with her first name. It's Tamara.
Tamara is our
that easier for you to
our
remember?
Little murdering lady.
Yes.
Okay.
So they're both older ladies. Valentina is older. She's 79.
And Tamara is...
She was 68 when she was convicted, so she was younger.
Okay, so we'll call her like mid-60s.
Like 60, yeah.
Mid-60s. Okay.
It's not like 66 or something.
Sounds good.
I don't remember. Either way, so like I said, she was staying with Valentina while her apartment was being renoed, and then kind of acting as caregiver for Valentina, like helping out cleaning and just taking care of her.
So it's kind of like the Russian Golden Girls.
But one of them is a caregiver, and I don't think there's any sass. Well, there might be sass.
Yeah, but
there's murderous sass, but we'll get to that.
There's murder and sass. So like
murderous sass.
Murderous sass. I feel like that's like Betty White fills that role.
No, in Golden Girls, she's like the stupid one.
She doesn't murder people in Golden Girls?
I'm gonna say no.
I like to think she was murdering people. It just wasn't covered in the main plot. Anyways, moving on. So Russian Golden Girls hanging out.
It's not Golden Girls. Although, I'm sorry, I haven't actually watched Golden Girls. It is on Disney Plus now, so I am going to check it out because everyone's saying how amazing it is, and I have seen clips on how awesome it is.
I do like Betty White.
She's like 99 now. It's crazy.
Still in better shape than I am.
Yeah, her mind is just sharp as a tack still. Good for her. So she stayed here for a few months, and like I said, would help out with the housework and act as a caregiver for Valentina. So not long after she moved in with Valentina, in April of 2015, Tamara went to the police again about her husband's disappearance, but went to their investigative unit this time instead of the police to give them a statement about it.
Oh, interesting.
So she went to a different department that's specifically an investigative unit instead of just the common police station.
Well, maybe she did murder him then. She's actually taking the effort to really try and find the guy, and like she's even going further with it rather than just leaving it alone.
No, it could be a farce.
But she's pushing it further and further. Like when they didn't find anything.
15 years later.
Still.
He was disappeared in 2000. This is 2015.
Right. You'd think she'd want to let it lie if she was the person who murdered him. I don't know. If I murdered someone, I wouldn't be like 15 years later going to the cops and be like, hey, get off your asses. Let's do something about this.
Well, we'll never know.
I guess not.
So, unfortunately, at some point, her relationship with Valentina went south, and they started fighting about small, like, minor things like dirty dishes, which ultimately is what led Tamara to decide to poison Valentina.
Oh, just like Golden Girls. Betty White just straight up murders the other Golden Girls.
She plays innocent, but she has a murderous spirit.
People.
Murderous spirit.
All right. So as one does, murder her roommates
over dirty dishes.
Having had roommates, I've been very close to poisoning my roommates over dirty dishes before.
Sorry, roommates, we still love you. So she decided to poison her. So she traveled to, I don't know where Pushkin is, but it's called Pushkin. I think it's just outside of St. Petersburg. So she somehow persuaded the pharmacist to give her phenazepam, or its other name is benzodiazepine, which I guess is used for sleeping and mental disorders.
Oh, she's busted out her rainy day benzo.
The other one is benzene. This one's benzodiazepine.
No.
Slightly different, but that's okay.
I think it's her rainy day benzo.
But she convinced the pharmacist to give her.
Yes.
Yeah. On her way back to the house, she picked up Ulanova's favorite food, an Olivier salad, and put, apparently, 50 of the pills inside. I don't know how she got 50.
How do you... Of all the things to hide pills in, who hides pills in a salad?
You could claim it's feta.
You could not.
If you crush it up, they're white. You could say it's just feta. Soak it in some brine, and then, it could taste like that.
No, it couldn't.
I don't know. It worked.
Hard, chalky pills do not equate to feta just because they're white.
Oh, I don't know. It worked.
Apparently it worked. What's these crunchy grits in my salad? Don't worry about it. Just eat your salad.
I feel like...
I'm sorry about the argument we had. Eat your crunchy, gritty salad. Don't look too closely at it. It's fine.
Don't worry about it. I checked it.
This
It's
is
safe.
like something that you would write for a sitcom. Like they try and hide the pills in a salad of all things. Not a soup, not a stew, or even a shepherd's pie. But no, it's going in the salad.
I find true events are always more crazy than Hollywood ever could come up with. Honestly. So, on July 23rd, 2015, Tamara found Valentina on the kitchen floor ODing on the pills and proceeded to dismember her with a handsaw while she was still alive.
Oh my!
Yep.
She's a nice lady. Yeah.
So she first took off the head.
As Betty White would do.
Betty White is not a murderer! Stop bringing Betty White into this!
It just basically, that's actually what I'm imagining now. It's just Betty White with a Russian accent.
If she looked kind of like an evil witch in the forest, she kind of looks the part, honestly.
So it looks like Betty White.
Betty White does not look like an evil witch in the forest. She looks like your badass grandma.
Okay. I don't know if that's much more of a compliment. I'm the badass grandma of an evil witch in the forest. Thank you very much.
No, not the badass grandma of the evil witch in the forest. Just a badass grandma in general.
Oh.
There's a difference.
Okay, so Betty White saws off this girl's head.
Saws the body in half and cuts it into pieces. She also boiled the head and hands in a pot in an attempt to make it hard to identify the body if it were found.
Happy Monday to me.
Yep. So, 3 days later, on July 26th, Valentina's body was found near a pond by police dogs near her home.
Oh.
The body was wrapped in a shower curtain with the head nowhere to be found.
Oh. But she just dumped it in the pond behind her building?
Well, the body she did.
Oh,
the head wasn't
how
there.
Devious.
Yeah. Her identity was confirmed on July 27th, and police immediately went to search her home.
How did they ID the body?
I have no idea.
This is in the 80s?
2015.
Oh, 2015. Why did I think this was in the 80s?
I don't know.
Oh, we're talking about the... Oh, shoot. I'm really off of it. So she murdered someone in 2015?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's...
And her husband went missing in 2000.
Oh, boy. I'm really behind the times.
Pay attention, goddammit!
I'm sorry, Betty White. I'll try better.
She's gonna be the running joke, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's gonna be talking smack about Betty White all the time, I guess.
Even though I like Betty White.
We'll be like Creed, Betty White this, Betty White that. Finally someone that's not talking about Betty White.
Of course I follow him. Yeah.
Creed. Gotta love you. Anyway.
Creed, I feel like he hacked off someone's head.
Oh, he totes murdered somebody.
In the Halloween episode, for sure.
Oh, that's really good timing.
It's Halloween. That is really good timing. He's just
Well, he's
covered in blood.
Yeah.
Like blood spatter, like arterial spray.
Like he hacked somebody to pieces while they're alive. Anyway, CCT cameras caught Tamara making multiple trips with large black bags out of the apartment, including a trip with a pot that they suspect held the cooked head and lungs. Because apparently she also cooked her lungs.
Well, you've got to cook the lungs. That's just common sense.
It's good meat, I guess.
But did she eat it?
they theorize, yeah.
Wait, but she cooks and ate some of the lungs and threw out the left cooked.
I'll get into it more.
Okay, was it all of the lungs, or did she?
I don't know. We never found the pot that the head and the lungs were in. We just see it on camera that she took them out in the pot that she used to boil.
How do we know the head and lungs were in there?
You could see it in the photo a little bit that the lungs, I think, were poking out.
Gross.
I think. Or no, I saw the photo. No, never mind. You can just see the pot from what I remember.
So she must have admitted that's what was in the pot later or something.
Or they just found the head and the lungs were missing and assumed that they were in the pot.
Yeah, but just because the head and lungs are missing don't mean they're in a pot.
Well, they have pictures of her taking the pot out.
She's a weird lady. She could have pooped in there. Who knows? Like, that could have just been an embarrassing photo of her taking poop out in a pot.
God. Anyway, so she was arrested on July 28th, and I don't know why this is relevant, but all the articles said that when she was first questioned, she said that she was an actress and a ballerina, and then later admitted to what her actual job used to be. She was an actress inside of a ballerina, or she was an actress and a ballerina? She was both. Okay. That's what she told police, and then she's like, "No, I used to be a hotel worker." Oh, so just a whole bunch of different stories. Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's what they, pooping in pots and working as a ballerina. Wait, she said she was a ballerina in her 60s? She used to be a ballerina. Yeah. Okay. And then she went to like a famous school for ballerinas or something. Yeah. So she was arrested on July 28th. Later investigations would lead to the discovery of a diary containing entries about her victims in detail. They would also find blood in the bathroom of another victim, which has been linked to a Sergei Potvayan. Okay, hold on. So far, our known body count is up to 1. She murdered her roommate. Yes, and now they have evidence that she killed a tenant. Oh, yeah. Is there any reason as to why? A little bit. Okay, do tell. So her diary also contained entries about mundane things such as slept badly or drank coffee. Among the entries, it's kind of all jarbled. Yeah, they're all mixed together. I think she didn't really distinguish her murders from mundane events like sleeping badly or had good coffee. Or just drank coffee. It's not even mentions that's good coffee. It's just coffee. Drank coffee and murdered some peeps. Average Monday. Yeah, exactly. Average Monday for Betty White. Stop bringing Betty White into this. Betty White is not a murderer. Allegedly. No. Even if she was, I'd be very impressed that she got away with it until she's like 99. Or however. Yeah, she's 99. She just had her 99th birthday not too long ago. That's something. I know. And she's still, she's going to live forever, man. She's going to live forever. Anyway, the police suspect that she killed more than 11 people over the span of over 20 years. Wow. Including her husband. So they do suspect that she killed her husband. Okay, hold on now. Her husband went missing in 2010? 2000. 2000. And we're in 2015. Is when they caught her? Is when she killed Valentina. Well, when did they catch her? Well, yeah, 2015. Okay, so then she was murdering people before her husband went missing? Like 5 years before he went missing? That's what they suspect. Interesting. She must have had to hide it better. Maybe he stumbled across her murdering someone one night. Yeah, it's a valid theory. I don't know. So her diary was written in German, English, and Russian, and all fluently. So she fluently mixed between German, English, and Russian, like throughout the diary. Which I think is rather impressive. Well, she went to a linguistic school, so I mean, there you go. That makes sense. I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's probably why. So her diary was found near astrology and black magic books, subjects she was very interested in, apparently. Oh. So I don't know where you find black magic books. The wee book in. That's a used bookstore in Alberta. Just so you guys know what he's talking about. If the little logo is like a cute cat. It's actually quite quaint. It's a snuggly little bookstore. It's very snuggly, in the back corner, you find dark magic and you open the book and it's like, raw! No, that's not how it goes. That ain't how that shit rolls, darling. I think so. No. So her diary writes of another murder she did on September 6, 2003, where she killed her 44-year-old tenant. In the diary, she says, I killed my tenant, Volodya, cut him to pieces in the bathroom with a knife, put the pieces of his body in plastic bags, and threw them in different parts of the district.
I feel like she has a very different MO for every murder. Like, each one just seems to be very random and strange.
I think it's always the dirty dishes.
She just like kicks down his door and goes, you have dirty dishes in your sink. Ah!
You left a cup in the sink. Now you must die.
That sounds like me on some Mondays when I'm really cranky.
Oh, we have a dishwasher. You can't kill anyone when you have a dishwasher.
You used to not have one.
I know. And then that would be more valid, but even not really.
I haven't gone Betty White on anyone, so we're okay.
Betty White is not a murderer! You're gonna say that however many times it needs to be said to get that into your freaking head. So his torso was found in the neighborhood with her diary entry matching the description of the tattoo he had on his torso.
I love that. Anywho, his torso was found in the neighborhood.
Yeah, whatever. We talk about disgusting and awful shit all the time in this podcast. I can switch over.
Right.
So police also found his business card at her house, linking her even further to his murder. Although I keep thinking, I'm like, why does that link her to... he was a tenant. Why wouldn't he have business cards just lying around?
I didn't
know. Because he lived there. Either way, that's what they link. That's another thing that links her to his murder. Police also suspect that she also ate parts of her victims, as I mentioned before, especially the lungs, but many other parts of the body as well.
So I'm not sure if this is part of like magic rituals or if she's just bonkers. Well, both things can be true.
yeah, no, that's true. Yeah. So over the years, she bragged to friends that she would be famous one day, but wouldn't elaborate. She also confessed to her friend Anna Badalina that she killed her mother-in-law as well. Badalina feared for her life, especially on one occasion where Tamara lost it and yelled at her, I'll kill you. I'll cut you into pieces. I will throw the pieces out for the dogs. Don't make me angry.
I'll kill you. I'll cut you into tiny pieces. Me.
Now she's the Wicked Witch of the West.
Pretty much. Knife-wielding monkeys. Fly, my pretties, fly! They're all just knife-wielding baboons with jetpacks.
Oh, God. I think that actress almost died because that was like lead-based paint or something.
What?
It was made in the 30s, I think.
What happened?
Like the paint they used to make her green, I think it had lead in it.
Oh, God!
So I think she almost died. Don't quote me on that. I think I think that's what I read, is that, the actress for the witch almost died because there was lead in the paint that was covering her entire body.
Well, hindsight be 2020, it really do.
Yeah. So back to the story. One of her neighbors said that she had a fascination with Russian serial killer Andrei Chikatilo, which if you want me to cover him, then let me know. I'm kind of curious as well now. A man who was executed for killing and cannibalizing at least 55 people in 1994.
Gross.
Yeah, so she was super fascinated with this dude.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So, I mean, that makes sense.
I mean, one of my idols is Robin Williams, but I'm just saying. I suppose you can love that friendly next door neighboring cannibal.
Of 55 people?
Yes.
There's some crazy people in Russia. I'm sorry. Well, there's crazy people everywhere. But I'm
going to stick with Robin Williams being my idol.
He's a good idol.
I like him.
May he rest in peace. On November 26, 2015, she underwent a mandatory psychiatric exam which diagnosed her with paranoid schizophrenia and deemed her a danger to herself and others.
Oh.
Yeah. The judge ruled that her mental illness absolved her of responsibility of killing Valentina and that she would spend the rest of her life in a mental institution and would require intensive monitoring.
Wow. They went pretty easy on her.
Yeah, her schizophrenia was severe, I think.
Okay.
It was really severe.
Oh, I feel bad.
Yeah, I know. The judge asked what her thoughts were on the sentencing, and she replied, "You decide, Your Honor. After all, I am guilty and I deserve punishment." So after her sentencing, she was filmed smiling and clapping her hands. She also blew a kiss to reporters.
Oh.
So when she was in the detainment cell after the sentencing, she blew the reporters a kiss from the window.
Or at least what she thought. What were the reporters, but who knows what she thought they were. Maybe she thought she was blowing a kiss to her fans.
I don't know. She would tell reporters, I'm haunted by a maniac upstairs who forced me to kill. I have nowhere else to live. I'm a very old person, and I put the whole matter to rest deliberately. I have thought 77 times about it and then decided that I must be in prison. I will die there, and the state will probably bury me.
I thought 77 times about it?
That's what she said.
I sit down and I think
That's
about
this. That's a quote. It's verbatim.
I sat down and I thought about those murders precisely 77 times.
No, I think it's more so like her being caught.
What?
Like she said she must be in prison, so she thought about being caught 77 times.
Oh.
Is kind of how I took it.
It's still bonkers. Anyways.
I mean, yeah. So in December of 2015, Tamara was sent for mandatory psychiatric treatment at a specialized hospital in Kazan. This hospital is a high-security prison hospital that was used by Stalin's secret police during Soviet rule, where political prisoners were sent during the Cold War.
Oh, so it's an old gulag.
I assume so, yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Gulags.
I thought that was a little interesting tidbit of information for everyone.
Why can we never focus on Russia without coming across one gulag?
Right?
I mean, you can't go to Canada without coming across one bottle of maple syrup, but I mean, still.
Well, if we want to go there, then we can do the residential schools. There's lots of them.
Yeah, okay, that's dark.
Well, we were talking about dark shit for Russia, so we have to be fair.
Yeah, but I'm sad now.
I know. I'm sorry. Anyway, to this day, she still refuses to help police locate Valentina's head, hands, and internal organs. She also will only confess to 2 murders and no more. Police are still trying to link cold cases to her, even if they won't be able to convict her for it. So, long story short, a Russian woman with paranoid schizophrenia killed and potentially ate 11 or more people.
Hooray!
Thank you for listening to our podcast. Check out our website, bondingovermurder.info, and find us on Instagram at bondingovermurderpodcast to hang out and get info on new episodes. Our next episode will be out October 12th.
Also, don't forget to follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. We're currently on Spotify and Google Podcasts. You can also find our RSS feed, whatever the hell that is, on our website. Bye.
Bye.